Yo, you never see black light. Black
See
like
this black light, black girls, front porch, braiding hair, stay still stay, inhale, breathing in, gelled up, weaved up, ashy knees, greased up, freeze pops, the block hot, head shots, don't freeze.
Welcome to another episode of Black Boy Laws Podcast. You already know at this point what we discussed, but this episode will be the official first episode of the transition. You know, everything we've been doing has been religion so far. This time we're going to start discussing something a little bit different, but still pertinent to the black community. With me today, I got Jelani. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Say what you want to say.
Yo, I'm Jelani, aka Black Gohan, aka JB. Y'all already know, like, son, like y'all already know, like, I'm here, like, shit, I've been doing my thing.
If y'all don't know, Jelani does write, you record, you do everything, right?
Yeah, I write, I record, I edit, direct.
Tell them about, let's jump straight into it. What you used to have out here?
Yeah, we out here. I was in a production company. I think I founded that shit called Weoutcheaproductions, and we ended up making a short film that was going to be the pilot to a web series.
What was the name of it?
It was called Hands Got Hands. Weoutcheaproduction presents Hands Got Hands.
You said was. What happened? Why did... Too long a story? If it's too long, we don't got to get into it.
I mean, if you want to make a director's cut, that's, you know I'm down for it.
All right, we'll give them the short version. Give them the short version.
Okay.
As to why it didn't work out.
The short version is egos.
Okay.
Everyone thought they were capable, including myself, of
Accountability?
Yeah, of course, always.
I respect it.
Yeah, of things that they were not capable of, and honestly had no even grounding in. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. So, beyond that, I don't want to go into why it didn't work. Let's talk about the things that did work. What inspired it? Like, what made you want to do it? What was it about? Not just We Out Here, but the skit in particular.
Well, the short film was about cycles. It's just about how people get stuck in their cycles, and, you know, like, a lot of the characters in it are stuck in cycles. You'll see that in the show, is that they just keep on doing the same thing, reacting the same way, following the same patterns, and it kind of just keeps them where they are. But at the same time, we make a joke out of that. It's like, that's the joke. Mm-hmm. Is that these people are stuck in these exact same cycles because they are the way they are, and they refuse to improve in any discernible way.
Yeah, because if you'd have just got better at basketball, like the whole skit could have been avoided, but it is what it is.
Yeah. If he had learned to fight too, instead of, just being a fake gangster.
Yeah. That's something that, not to get too deep right off the bat, but cycles is something that has plagued the black community forever. So I like that you were able to take it and pitch fun at it. But do you think there's a way to break these cycles?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of put it in the short film. Like, there's a character named, it's a spoiler alert, I mean, you should watch it, it's like 15 minutes, just watch it, named Latrell.
The link will be in the description, by the way.
Okay.
I'm waiting to say that. I've been waiting to be on YouTube my whole life, bro. Link in the description down below. Like and subscribe.
But yeah, Latrell, he just removes himself entirely from the situation. Like, everyone's still going to the park. He decides, I'm not going to the park. And they say he's in the hospital, but we don't really know if he's in the hospital. We just know that he's not in the park.
Would it have been the same characters for the whole series, or would every episode have been?
The interesting thing was, the pilot is actually the second episode.
Interesting. We
didn't have enough money to film the first episode.
Okay.
So we decided to film the second episode as the pilot. And we were supposed to be crowdfunding. We were supposed to start crowdfunding after, and generate enough money to actually film the first episode and possibly the rest of the series. But episodes 2 through, I believe, I want to go with 6, but maybe 5, 2 through 5 are just like kind of anthology episodes introducing the main characters.
Okay. I would have liked to have seen that play out, honestly, because when I watched the first one, I was like, okay, I see that there's a direction that they're going with this, and I wanted to ask you then, was there more to it? But obviously, we knew we were going to record, so I needed to know.
We actually have 2 seasons written.
Written, not
Yeah,
recorded though.
the team we wrote 2 seasons before everything happened and stuff, and oh my god, I want everyone to see that shit myself. That's what I'm trying to build funding for this episode 3 and hopefully 4, so that way we can get
What do you need the funds to do?
Just to honestly audio, because that was the main killer in our last project was the audio, and you can't skimp on audio. That's the thing, and you have to be upfront about audio too. If there's you have to review audio. So there's just so much things that we did not do that now I know better, and it's but that was the main killer of our project, was audio.
Yeah, when I wanted to do skits and short films and everything, I thought I was gonna just have to get one of those little mics that you attach to people. Then I started flirting with the idea of maybe just having everybody run their lines, and then do a voiceover of the lines. But all of that, it's time consuming, it's costly, it's just the people who have the will to do it, like you, God bless. Because I will let a skit sit right in my phone until. But back on track, off mic, we did discuss something else that I was really interested in that you mentioned. You said that you had another project planned about Black women in healthcare.
Yeah, episode 3, Sly Guy 35. It's about Black women in medicine. And it's about a lot of things, of course, just like that other episode was about cycles, but, it plays out differently. This one is, kind of about, I would say, just our detachment from the struggles of Black women.
Yeah.
How we're not as present as we should be in their struggles, and how we kind of just shift it off to their problem and let them deal with it rather than actively supporting and yeah.
We don't support them the way that they support us.
At all. And this episode was just, it was just highlighting that, that disparity of just how detached we are from their suffering.
So this is a question I'm going to ask on a later sub-series of this, is when you hear the phrase, protect Black women, what does that mean to you? Because I feel like men and women have different definitions. A lot of men and women have different definitions of it. Women seem to have the same definition, but men just don't seem to get it.
I mean, it's pretty simple. You just protect Black women. You don't let them come under fire or offense. It's just yeah.
See, but I think a lot of men think that just means physically. And I don't think women look at it that way.
I mean, yeah, it's also offense. If you see a Black woman and something's happening in public where they're talking about Black women, it's your job as a Black man to step up and say something.
Doesn't happen though.
I mean, definitely not. But yeah, because again, they put the impetus on Black women. They don't see the fact that this woman has struggled so much to even. It's an episode. It's a pretty good episode. Anyway, but yeah. See the fact that this, woman has struggled so much to even get to be in this position or to even be in this room or wherever beyond the glass ceiling, and it's just so they just take that for granted, kind of.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
and they don't understand that this, Black women have to, just like Black men have to, kind of code switch and serve a different role when you get into, a power dynamic. Mm-hmm. It's, I guess it's just all too easily forgotten among the code switching, maybe. I don't know. But I agree with you on that whole, they think that it means more physically than everything else, because yeah, in this day and age especially, there's a lot of, I don't know what to call it, like subtext, subculture, sub-resentment, all these little, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's something that we don't talk about enough, but it's always being talked about in our community. It's like we're just not listening when you specifically bring up Black women in healthcare. Because when you look at the statistics that have not changed, the rate at which they're dying in hospitals or under a doctor's care or anything, and we only complain when we see, Black men get shot down by the police. It's a problem. It definitely needs to be addressed, but this is healthcare. It's a whole different thing. Like, police are there to protect and serve, but they're killing us. Healthcare officials are there to keep us safe and keep us healthy, and they're dying in their hands, So I really, really want to see that episode brought to life, man. That would be a really good episode. What if nothing is stopping you except the funds? Like, is We Out Here still together, or y'all still?
Oh no, We Out Here split up. Oh my God, like we broke up.
Oh no.
Slowly and tragically, but we broke up. Yeah, it was weird. I have no problem. I have no beef with them. I literally still don't understand what happened. And yeah, I mean, as I said, the ego thing, but at the same time, it's like, when I tell you, bro, we got far. So, we got like a letter of interest from a fucking network exec. Some dude who worked on like Sopranos and shit. Fucking let us submit our pilot and shit to his whole fucking team or whatever. And like, I don't know how much pilots people have submit and shit, but to me that's something. That's
a
like,
big deal.
Yeah, and like, I remember I fucking told him that shit and like nothing. Just posting like regular selfies on Instagram and all types of shit, and I'm like, y'all are kind of weird, because we worked with the whole cast and crew, and like I had told my fucking homie, I can't hold you, told my homie first, like I was like, yo, look at this shit. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. Then I told them, and just I'm like, yeah, I'm like, y'all are kind of weird for that, because I don't know how much pilots that you got submitted to
network executives.
Yeah, but that's not an everyday thing. Like, don't think that's gonna happen every time we like, yeah, but
that's huge. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Even
Appreciate
though
that.
It didn't work out the way you wanted it to. That's a
It kind of actually definitely did, because I like, so the pilot was rough when it came out.
Okay.
There were like visual gaps, the audio was kind of messy, and I kind of wanted it to come out because I just knew, I had a good feeling like, with this exact, like, hey, we can like get some traction. He just wants to see numbers. He just wants to see how we do, like, organically grow an audience. So we got a couple of views, whatever, and that's how we got the submission. And then once we got that, I kind of pulled that video and put up like a perfected video that you probably saw.
Yeah.
And then and that's the story of We Out Here. That was my ego thing, was, not waiting to release it.
That's kind of a blessing at the same time too, because obviously, and I don't know them, it's no shade to them, but if you send something that's that big a deal and they were just like, whatever about it, it kind of tells you that this is not the group that's going to go to the next level with you. Like, I have ambitions here. Y'all stopped here? Cool. I got to get to that next group now. It's kind of a gift and a curse.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's an adjustment. It's just, it's more like finding a cast. That's the main thing. It's just finding a cast and finding fun. Like I said, finding interest, finding funding. It's like the same thing. It's just, once we get to that point, we'll probably be good to go for the third episode.
That's amazing though. That's fucking amazing. I didn't know you got that far. That's dope.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You ever thought about, is that a thing where you can like sell your script to someone, maybe with a bigger audience? Like, is ghostwriting in Hollywood a thing?
Yeah, there is, like, we could definitely sell, like, you could probably sell these scripts, like, but at the same time, to bring it to life.
That's your goal.
To bring it to life. I don't want to see an adaptation.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Especially for episode 3. Like, episode 3 is about black women in medicine, but, like, we touched on so much topics in season 2, like domestic violence, teen pregnancy, transphobia, just so much topics, and it's just like, it would just be a waste to not see that come to life. Like, I'm cool after season.
The right way.
Yeah, like, season 3 is not written, so whatever. But like, when season 2 is done, then hell yeah. Go ahead, go at it, FX. Go at it, fucking Fox, Amazon Prime. Stay away.
Why Amazon Prime? They gonna give you the biggest bag. You bugging. Jeff Bezos, listen. If you want to, no, okay. That's huge, bro. That kind of like threw me completely off track. That's amazing, and I'm really sad that they were just like fuck offish about it. So what's the next plan? What's the next step? Or are you just in limbo right now?
The next step is we're actively planning a table read for episode 3. Like, we have most of the cast. We're always open to new cast. If you want to audition, email Weoutcheaproductions@gmail.com.
It's in the description as well. Just remind me so I can actually do it. I'll forget.
You're going to be editing. You're going to be editing.
Oh, no, it's not going to be on the video.
Oh.
It's going to be under, like, in the description.
I mean,
I'll not put it in the video. That's...
I'm just saying. Like,
I'm a dinosaur with that shit.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's another thing we editors. Because I'm not an editor. We editors.
Yeah, I'm not great at that. But that, no, still, I'm sorry. That's just amazing to hear. So, okay. We both went to Banneker, right? Yeah. Do you feel as though going to Banneker played a big role and you wanted to give proper representation with these black stories? Or do you think it was just always in you?
Yeah, I think Banneker played a huge part. I hate to give Banneker credit at any moment in my life, but...
Why?
I didn't have fun. If you know Jelani King, you know, and now secrets cat's out the bag. He wasn't having fun. But yeah, but I do feel like it definitely reinforced like a lot of the stories that we're telling and stuff. Like, especially this one, like, I don't know. It's just like, that's something that I kind of seen growing up all the time.
Which
like
one? The episode 3 or the
episode 2, where it's the cycles, where it's like just someone getting mad playing basketball and wanting to fight. You know.
What do you think, and this is, I guess, where we go super deep and intricate in the conversation, what do you think has to happen for those cycles to be broken? Because I grew up around that too, and I'm not of that, but I'm from it. So I grew up seeing all that negativity, all that you shoot me, I shoot you, you shoot me, I shoot you, and it never ends. What do you think has to happen for it to stop and for it to be one united front again?
Well, we touched on it a little bit, where it's just more allocation and accessibility of resources. Like, Hans mentions, why are you always at the park? Well, because the other parks are run down. They don't have rims. Like, there's all these things where he's like, I would rather endanger my life because I can at least play basketball. And then you see at the end with, you know, the trial, he's supposed to have the gun, but he's not there. And because of that, Evan is just forced to just acquiesce and play basketball because that resource is now taken out of the entire situation. So
you don't think so much that it's us being black people, but it's just the lack of resources or the availability of the wrong resources?
Yeah, just accessibility to resources in general, because it's like, if you have, alright, let's say, oh god, I hate this. let's just say, instead of being like, oh, no guns in the house, no guns in the house, especially like knowing that, you know what I'm saying, that you're growing up in this environment, yeah, you would rather, maybe you should rather teach gun safety. Like, this is how you should use a gun. This is when it's appropriate to use a gun. Don't, like, yeah, just things like that. Instead of just, a gun is because you don't like somebody. And, like, and then that's accessibility to resources, because, like, that's a role model, too. That's what you're seeing. That's what you're growing up with. That's the media. So it's like...
What do you mean by when you said a gun is just, because I want to be clear that I'm on the same page as you. When you said a gun is when you don't like somebody, because it can be interpreted, the way I'm interpreting it is, once a person hears that long enough, any minor issue that they have, they run for the gun because this is what I've heard, as opposed to being taught this is when you should and shouldn't use a gun, but you shouldn't just run to it when you have hate in your heart towards somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I just wish that there was a way, a clear and a concise way to get rid of all of that violence, because I'm sure you have too, but growing up you lose so many people to all that violence, and it makes you like hesitant walking down the street because you know in certain areas you can't do this, certain areas you can't do that, and it's unnecessary, most of it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not someone who's a gun advocate.
Yeah.
I'm not like everyone should have a gun, but at the same time, there are certain vulnerable populations. There are certain people who, you know, may not be able to adequately protect themselves from harm, and I gotta agree that they deserve the right to at least, you know, protect themselves. I'm not saying kill somebody, but at the very least, you can protect yourself. You can back somebody out. You can wound them or some shit. But yeah, I'm not really one for guns. That's another thing bad had an effect on me. Mr. Muhammad, remember when you told me stay away from guns? Remember that? I do.
I do. Yeah, Vanica was, for me, I mean, I didn't even think about the fun aspect because it's been so long since I was in high school, and that pains me to say, but yeah, it's, it gave me this, I don't even know how to put it, it's just, it unlocks my blackness, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't know I was growing up black, not even aware of it, because it's just something that you do, you know, it's just part of my life. But Banneker made me aware of who I was, and I'm sorry you didn't have fun, but the black part of Banneker was fucking amazing. No, you seem like you disagree vehemently. Your face is like, yeah, I guess. Shit. Oh man, I'm glad that this is recorded visually, so that they can see your expressions. Like, alright, nigga, whatever. Why you hated Banneker, bro?
I had a different experience, I guess, because it was just. I'm not gonna talk about. You don't want to say no names or nothing. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about all that, but I'm gonna say that the staff was just kind of callous and indifferent. Like, they honestly did not, like, they'd always talk about how in Brooklyn Tech he was just a number, but in Banneker he was pretty much just a number. Like, he was the ID card. If you had your ID card, someone was on your ass. So it's like, you feel me?
Okay.
Yeah, like, I just don't like, I like the way the staff and how they treated us. Like, it was just weird. I just found that shit wrong, even at that age. I was like, y'all should care more. Like, this is a small school. Why don't you care? Because you know how much wild shit was going on in that school and no one was saying nothing. Out of all the adults in that building, no one was saying anything. Y'all all knew.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna get real quiet for a second. Yeah, say that again. Say, I don't know. Oh, you're not gonna say it. He's gonna let y'all. He's gonna sip the tea on y'all. It wasn't my experience, but I'm definitely not gonna say it wasn't his. So if y'all knew something that was going on and they say nothing,
we had 3 principals.
would you? Yeah. I only had 2. What was the third one?
I don't know. It was like Corinne, Muhammad, who else? Renee. Let's pick up principal for a minute.
Huh?
I'm not bugging.
I don't know. All I remember was Rock and Kareem.
You remember Rock? Look at that. Nah.
Was there a third one? I don't remember.
Neither do I, to be honest.
Doesn't matter. Would you do an episode about school? Do you feel like that's an important thing to cover? Or have you already written one? I'm just going through all your scripts right now.
we haven't done an episode about schools, about the education system, to be honest. I found that amazing. We really haven't done that. I'm thinking about that shit. I was like, whoa, we haven't. All the shit we tackled.
Because that's an important part in Black development. What is the purpose of these, by the way?
Well, the purpose of the show is just kind of to, I don't know, inform and elevate the culture. So I would say, because it's about things that happen in our community, like very specific things that, like, if you're Black, that's the only way you can attest to it. Otherwise, it's like one of those things.
And I love stories like that personally because TV misrepresents Black people all the time, and it's just like surface level jokes. Like some of the stuff that was in there in the pilot that I watched, I was like, niggas won't get that, but niggas will, you know. Yeah, that's interesting. That's important, and I'm glad that you're a Black voice, especially the fact that because you told me off camera, obviously, that you're looking for very specific people to play certain roles, and the fact that you want to give these opportunities to Black people is amazing. Even if he's not a huge Hollywood director today, you can still come on now. How do you people get on? Y'all keep. I don't want to get angry again, but seriously, he's doing a great thing, a fucking phenomenal thing, and I really wish that you guys would get back together or at least push through with this project because, yeah, I really want to see that Black women in healthcare episode. I really do.
I'm sorry to like, you know, do this on that note. But today is June 3rd. There are 104 days of summer vacation. And Phineas and Ferb already got one damn act together, so it's just like, who got a rhythm?
Yeah, who's gonna help? What do y'all need? Matter of fact, that's a good idea. We could add that into the podcast episode too. What do y'all what is it that you're looking for? Maybe somebody will come across this and be like, oh, let me.
Well, we're looking for right now. Let's just talk about the cast.
Mm-hmm.
We have Sly. He's a Guyanese kid, so we're looking for South Asian. We'll even take Pacific Islander. We got. I'm gonna go in order. Oh yeah, we got Thomas / Zero for Life. He is a white kid actually. So yeah. Then we got Sora X Roxas / Marigold. She is a trans woman gamer. So
Y'all diverse as fuck already. 3 people in.
yeah. Then we got Sway. He is a Black gamer. Then we got Terabyte / Terrence. He is also a Black gamer. Then we got Henrietta / Henkiller89. She is a Black gamer girl. And who else am I missing? Fresh. Fresh is a African American male. He's not a gamer. He's a scammer. It's implied in the episode, but I'm saying it here.
Oh, all right. Thought you meant in real life. You about to get him caught up on much. Jesus Christ.
Maybe that's why they quit. Niggas got too much at stake.
Oh shit. So what else are you looking for at this point?
And we're also looking for editors. We need graphic editors, graphic designers. We need, what else the fuck? I'm sorry. Sound people. If you're into sound mixing, sound editing, we need you. Wouldn't hurt to get some camera people. Always good to have camera people. And after that, we should be ready to rock and roll, to be honest. Cast and crew.
What else? What other episodes about? What are the other episodes? Or do you have a?
Oh yeah, this is awesome. Cool. Since this fucking project is canceled, I might as well, right? Oh shit. That's not true. It is though. So, episode 3 is about Black women medicine. Episode 4 is about Fonto.
Okay.
But it's not, no, hold on, let me get the fucking actual technical title back. Technical one is, I think it's Americanization versus, like, I don't know, it's Americanization, like, versus, like, you know, cultural ideals, I guess, some shit like that.
Okay.
Like, you know, versus nationalism, I think it was some shit like that. But anyway, yeah. So, that's episode 4, the Fonto episode. Yes. Episode 5 is about stealing clothes. We don't got a technical one for that, but it is pretty deep. I think it's about image and shit, and about upkeeping your image and your connections. Episode 6, I really fucking like. I think that's where the actual fucking show starts. It's Princess Tiara, and it's kind of all over the fucking place. But what would it be about? The main theme. I guess it would be about moving away from bad decisions. Like, growing past bad decisions. Like, still having all that bullshit, all that fuckery lingering, but you're just growing past it. And that's Princess Tiara. And then episode 7 is the finale, because we only have 7 episodes in season 1. Fund us. Give us money.
Do you have a GoFundMe?
Nah. We're supposed to make one, but...
Yeah, things didn't work out.
So now I write books. Well, I've always written books. And, you know, the Zodiac Proposition, book 1, Pig, should be coming out soon.
What's it about? Don't give away your whole plot, obviously.
I'm about to.
You don't gonna read the book?
It's a book series.
Okay.
I barely read the book.
You gonna fish? Okay.
Yeah. So, it's about these 2 kids.
You say you barely read the book?
Yeah. It's not even finished.
Okay.
It's like, you know, doing like that. Like, you know, the greatest adventures of Sherlock Holmes type
I
shit.
got you.
But yeah, so, it's about these 2 kids, and they're, I wouldn't say they're in love, but they're romantic interest, I guess. And one day, there's a fire in their town, and the boy, William, ends up seeing his parents dead, but he doesn't know they're dead. He just sees 2 burnt bodies. Freaks out, runs to the forest, actually sees his best friend dead. Goes to the witch's cabin, asks her to bring his best friend back to life. She says okay in exchange for your heart. So he gives the witch his heart, and his best friend comes back as his shadow. Now, things are pretty cool, but at the same time, because, you know, they were never really together, but Shorty's kind of bothered because man's not feeling her no more. And even though this is not stated in the book, her ego kind of slighted. So it's like, now I can skip because the first book is kind of an intro, but so essentially what happens is he ends up making a contract with the witch to get a new heart because she's not going to give him his old heart. And the only way to get a new heart is to become a man. The only way to become a man is to become master of the beast. So he has to find and eat all 12 mythical animals of the Chinese zodiac so he can make a new heart to love her with. And the only caveat is if he finds and eats all 12 mythical animals, the world as they know will end.
I was about to laugh because you said the only caveat. Like he's not about to try to get a new heart. It's mad caveats in this story. That sounds really interesting though. I know I told you that off mic, so I don't want to sound like I'm faking, but all the detail really brings it out more. And it's gonna be a young adult novel?
Yeah.
Oh, they gonna eat that shit right up. They gonna eat it right up. How would you feel if this is completely off topic, but still on topic. How would you feel if you wrote that and then sold it for it to be adapted to, God, I want to use adaptation. How would you feel if you sold that for a film adaptation and it came out completely different than what you like?
I would be happy, to be honest, because there'd be another version of my story. So it's like, regardless of what they're telling, I would still be kind of excited. It's like a New 52 thing. It's like, yeah, this is not my story. But at the same time,
It's inspired by.
it's inspired. It's like a fan fiction.
It's based off true events in my book.
It's based off true events in my book. But yeah, I personally though, I wouldn't sell this exact series to be adapted live action. It'd have to be an anime, and even if they fucked it up, I would be excited.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because you did mention it's going to be an anime. Are they going to be black characters?
Layla's biracial.
Okay. What races?
Huh?
What races?
She's black and
Because
Chinese.
you sprinkle some black in there. That's all I care about.
She's black and Chinese. The rest of the characters are white. William's white and Jaden's white.
Do they die?
Jaden kind of dies all the time. He's a shadow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds dope. Is there like this is completely just off the top. Is there like an reverse world that the Shadow's living in, or is he still living as part of this world?
I'm glad you asked that. So, when Jaden dies, he returns to William and then comes back as his shadow. That's never explicitly stated in the book. But if you can, use hints, you'll see it.
Read between the lines. Don't watch this episode until you read the book, though. That's not out. Watch this episode, right? And then read the book and forget, and then put it together. There you go. Oh, perfect. We're like right at the mark that I wanted this to be at. Alright, so we can start getting ready to wrap up. Unless you got something more you wanted to say.
I mean, kind of said it. Oh, podcast. The podcast. Drunkards and Dragons. Sorry. Is it okay if I plug that?
Yeah. I didn't know you had a podcast.
Yeah, I got a podcast. Drunkards and Dragons. Go listen to that shit.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Where's it? Where can they look at it for? Or look at it.
It's on Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah, go on Spotify. Watch that. Listen to that. Drunkards and Dragons.
Got you. So it's on Apple.
Yeah. Is it? I don't think it's on Apple. That's not us.
Oh.
That's Chris Martinez.
What is Chris Martinez?
Chris Martinez.
We'll find it, and I'll try to find the link and put it in the description as well. I'm gonna put mad stuff in the description. All right, everything will be down there. But I guess thank you guys all for listening once again to another episode of Black Boy Laws. It's Taj. This is the first time I said my name. Fuck. It's Black Boy, and this is
Black Gohan.
You got anything else you want to plug? Any social media? Anything?
Just follow the Instagram. Weoutcheaproductions _. And if you happen to see who are the founding members and happen to, you know, some little message about renewing interest, and
Hey yo,
we ain't got rhythm.